Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, we have the typical Rhino Republicans are happening, doing it again. And, it's a typical day for Rhino Republicans, right? They always seem to we're on the good side. We are, we care. But, no, they're not. Because they're Rhino Republicans, and they need to be weeded out like the garbage and trash that they are, because they're not worth anything. They're not worth our time. They're not worth our space. They're not worth anything to even be considered. So, with that being said, we have this here from the Newsweek saying, John Bolton urges FBI to probe Tulsi Gabbard and Matt Gaetz. Serious threat. John Bolton has argued Representative Matt Gaetz and Tulsi Gabbard, Donald Trump's nominees for Attorney General and the Director of National Intelligence, respectively, should undergo full-field FBI investigations before their Senate confirmation hearings take place. The comments were made by Bolton, who served as Trump's national security advisor during his first term, but has since become a trenchant critic in an interview with New Nation's The Hill hours after the appointments were announced. On Wednesday, Trump revealed he had selected Florida Representative Gaetz and Gabbard, formerly a Democratic House Representative for Hawaii, as his candidates to be Attorney General and National Intelligence Director. From 2013 to 2016, Gabbard served as a vice chair of the Democratic National Committee before running for the party's presidential nomination in 2020. And she only officially joined the Republican Party in October. This is what's happening consistently, though, right? A lot of Democrats are leaving the Democratic Party, and the Democratic Party is having a civil war. Not saying that the Republican Party is not having a civil war, because they are, but it's more of a serious and dangerous civil war of the Democratic Party because they're fighting amongst themselves. I mean, even we had Tulsi Gabbard, not Tulsi Gabbard, but AOC removed the she, her pronouns from her bio on X. So, it ain't looking too great. So, they're having a huge civil war, and that's going to be the death of them, because if they don't care to the far left, then, well, they only have the constituents of the independent voters, and they don't really like them either. So, the Democratic Party is really falling here. But here's what the deep state is doing, right? The deep state is just really trying to go after and hinder Donald Trump and his administration to make it as rough as possible. And he goes on to say here that speaking about Gabbard and on News Nation, Bolton said, I don't think either she or Matt Gaetz ought to have a confirmation hearing until they have both had full field FBI investigations. And then I think the Chinese would say maybe they are serious. Referring to Gabbard specifically, Bolton added, given the Russian propaganda that she has espoused over the past period of time, which was you guys, and it was the Democratic Party and the Uniparty, aka also the Republicans, Rhino Republicans to be specific. Yeah, you guys are the ones that did that. I think she's a serious threat to our national security. Bolton was asked what message he thought Trump was sending to Beijing with the appointments by anchor Blake Berman. He replied, with this announcement of Tulsi Gabbard to be the Director of National Intelligence, which, thank God, she's actually not going to get us to war. She's going to finish a lot of the problems. She may even push us away from war, which the Rhino Republicans really want that war. They want that war because their military complex really wants to get that money. So, that's the reason why they're doing this. Because, again, if we don't go to war, the poor little Rhino Republicans don't get their money from their war. So that's the reason why she's a threat. She's a threat to them because she's a threat to their money. So, you can screw off, John Bolton, you Rhino Republican. I hate you just as much as I hate Nikki Haley. And you deserve to be stepped down, to be removed from Congress, because you were not representative of the American people. It's time for the new Republican guard to come in and kick out the old guard. By the way, this guy is 75 years old, so it kind of explains on why he just wants to keep his, warmongering alive. And it says, up until a few hours ago, I have said that was the worst cabinet appointment in recent American history. Of course, since Matt Gaetz' nomination, he clearly has taken the lead on that score. Bolton claimed that after the assassination of Qasem Soleimani, a commander in Iran's elite Liberation Guards Corps, on Trump's orders in January 2020, Gabbard was said that she was concerned about the illegal and unconstitutional act of war, he added. So that's the kind of person that we're going to put in charge of our overall intelligence community. Yeah, because maybe we shouldn't be in Saudi Arabia. Maybe we shouldn't be in Iran. Maybe we shouldn't be in some of these places where you're just going to war for no reason. We've been to war with the Middle East since the bloody 80s. Ron Paul has said that the reason we were there was not actually valid and they were all stupid. So the only reason why you guys want to be there and you're trying to blast Nikki Haley, or not Nikki Haley, but Tulsi Gabbard and Matt Gaetz is because your money is at threat here. Your money is where you maybe have an issue with this. And you're also fearing that you will be kicked out of the Senate by Elon Musk and Vivek and Matt Gaetz that will propose it because you are warmongers. You are terrible. I hate the Rhino Republicans so much. They're practically worse than Democrats. It is awful. I hate these people. When contacted by the Newsweek, the FBI declined to comment. Newsweek also messaged Representative Matt Gaetz and Tulsi Gabbard for comment on Thursday via email outside of regular office hours. Speaking to Newsweek in October, Bolton said Trump was an aberration within the Republican Party and suggested he would write in a former politician as a protest at the November 5th presidential election. He said, maybe Ronald Reagan, maybe I should vote for the first presidential candidate I ever worked for, which is Barry Goldwater. You don't like Donald Trump because, again, you're a Rhino Republican. That's the reason why. You and Thurman and some of these other people all hate Trump. And it's not, you're not hiding this. It's quite literal. And the deep state is squirming and trying to survive before Trump wrings its little neck and kicks you people out. In a statement released on Wednesday regarding Gabbard's appointment, Trump said, I know Tulsi will bring the fearless spirit that has defined her illustrious career to our intelligence community, championing her constitutional rights and securing peace through strength. Tulsi will make us all proud. Referring to Matt Gaetz, he added, Matt is a deeply gifted and tenacious attorney trained at the William and Mary College of Law, who has distinguished himself in Congress through his focus on achieving desperately needed reform at the Department of Justice. Between 2020 and 2022, the Justice Department spent 2 years investigating Gaetz over possible violations of the federal tax trafficking laws. According to the New York Times, this was in relation with an alleged sexual relation with a 70-year-old girl. Gaetz was never charged and has strongly denied any wrongdoing. Yes, because they're trying everything in their power to destroy Matt Gaetz and Tulsi Gabbard. Let me just be a reminder to you guys, is that these people, John Bolton and the Rhino Republicans, Democrats alike, the Uniparty, are using their political warfare, using the FBI, which would be part of the political warfare, against their political opponents because they don't like them, and that's just the way that they're acting. This is what they're doing. So when people say, like, oh, well, they're not using the political part, they're not using any political warfare, like, what do you mean? Because they went after Donald Trump with 3 different cases. Now they're going after Tulsi Gabbard and Matt Gaetz politically with the FBI. This is what's being said here. Do we not need to understand on how the swamp, the deep state, Rhino Republicans, etc., Uniparty, are not using their political power to destroy or demean Trump's appointees or Trump himself with political means? That is what's happening here. And we need to put these old guards, these garbage people, out of office. We need a new Republican Party, and I think this is where we stand. They're on the wrong side of history. Trump has the political mandate. He has the people mandate. So it's time for John Bolton and his ilk to step aside because the people have spoken. And I don't think he's going to win because Trump has a whole bunch of people on his side this time, and these Rhino Republicans are not going to get away with it as easily as they think they should. Because there's going to be a lot of that's going to be cut off in sometime in January 2025, and they're scared. And this is their last-ditch effort to try and stop it, and it's not going to work. The fact that they're trying to use the FBI to arrest or go after political opponents is disgusting, and we all hate to see it. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, guys, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted, 'cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.